Hi there, I'm Carolyn Dickerson from LookGreat, LoseWeightSaveMoney.com. I'm so excited. Woo! Today, we're going to be making a healthy recipe in my kitchen. The recipe is for my wonderfully delicious egg rolls. Now, I don't have a recipe for them on my website, so you'll need to watch this video closely if you want to learn how to do them. The main ingredient in my egg rolls is cabbage. Cabbage is a wonderful food. We eat it regularly. The reason that we love it so much is because it not only tastes good, but it's really good for us. Cabbage helps promote the friendly bacteria that you need in your digestive tract and in your intestines to eliminate the foods that you eat. And when you have better, more efficient elimination, the healthier you're going to be. So with that being said, let's head on into the kitchen. I'm going to start cutting up and chopping up the cabbage. I'll show you how I do it so that you can imitate what I do. And we're going to add a few simple ingredients to it. So let's get started. See you there. Hi, we're back in the kitchen, and I've got all the ingredients that I'm going to need out on the counter. We've got a half a head of cabbage. You can do a whole head if you've got time and want to make a whole lot. I've got Nasoya egg roll wrappers. You can get those at any grocery store. I like the Nasoya brand, especially because they've been around a long time. A little bit of soy sauce. I like to use Italian dressing, just a little bit. Some sesame seed, and this time I'm going to throw in a little bit of Italian seasoning and some salt and pepper, and the beer is there. Why? You ask why? The beer's for me. Hi there. I've already cut up a quarter of the cabbage, and now I'm getting ready to do the second half. And I wanted to show you how I do it. You just take your knife. You need a really sharp serrated knife, and you're just going to cut the cabbage up as thinly as you can without cutting your hands, and just keep slicing it up really thin like that. You want it in thin strips, and then you're going to come back in after you've sliced it thinly and cut back into it like that, and you're going to have some fairly small pieces. If you find any bigger pieces, you can cut those up because you want little thin strips. And I'm going to finish this off and put it all in the bowl, and I'll see you back here in a minute when we get ready to add the rest of the ingredients. Hi there, we're back. Okay, we've got our cabbage, and you can see how it's chopped up pretty nicely. I looked back through it and got some bigger chunks out of there that I don't want in my egg rolls. And we're just going to add about a teaspoon of sesame seed. I like the seeds better than the oil. And we're going to use about a couple of teaspoons of soy sauce. And you just want a little bit. If you want to add the salad dressing, you can. I like a little bit of oil and spices in there. And I just added a shake or two of the Italian seasonings, and the salad Italian dressing, and this is Italian seasonings. I'm adding a shake of those, a little bit of salt and pepper, and we're done. And we're just going to stir that up and mix that all up together. And you can kind of look at it and see everything's covered enough. And we're going to let this sit to the side and let the cabbage wilt. That way when we start making the egg rolls, the cabbage will bend more easily and not break or tear through the egg roll wrappers because they're pretty thin. So with that looks good to me. It smells great. And we're just going to let that wilt for half an hour or an hour, and then we'll come back and get to making and rolling up the egg rolls and frying them. Okay, we're back, and you can see that it's been about an hour, and the cabbage is wilted. It looks a little bit wilty. It smells great. We've got our egg roll laid out diagonally, and we've got a little bit of water. A lot of times the egg roll instructions ask you to use egg whites, but water works just as well. And so that's why I use it. And we're just going to put a little bit of the cabbage mixture into the egg roll. And you want to just kind of line it up diagonally. And then we're just going to start kind of rolling it up. And we're just going to roll over the center of it And you got to be careful because these are real thin, and you just got to kind of feel it with your fingers. And it takes a little bit of practice. I've been doing it a long time, and see, it just tore. So I'm going to seal that up though, and we're just going to keep rolling it carefully. And rolling that up, and we're going to seal it. And as you go along, it'll get better. That is going to stick. So we're just going to take another one. They always get better as you go, so it's no big deal. If you screw up the first one, just keep rocking. And I'm just going to put the cabbage in there. Pull it over. Just kind of feel it as you go. And feel the cabbage, and you don't want it to poke through, so you got to be real gentle. But it gets easier as you go along. And just kind of roll it back up. Now this one's much better than the last one. And see how perfect that is? And you just take a little water, and you're going to put it to the side, and just keep rocking and rolling. You want to keep the surface dry though, because the moisture won't help you any. So keep your whatever surface you're working on dry. Let's do one more real quickly here so that you can learn again how to do it. It's just takes a little practice.
And just going to roll it over. You can feel it, and so make sure that it feels consistent all the way down the egg roll.
Just see, I'm already getting better at it. And just going to roll it up. And we're going to seal it. Okay, and I'm going to meet you back here, and we're going to start cooking. We're back, and as you see, I've got my egg rolls here. I put them in the refrigerator for a short time just to get them a little bit chilled before we start cooking them. I've got some hot oil here. I like the peanut oil because it cooks them faster, and we're just going to start adding them. Turn the heat down, so we're going to start with one and kind of watch that one and see how it goes. And then we'll just go from there. You just got to kind of test one like you do when you're frying anything else. You see, now we've got this heat, this oil is hot, and that's okay, because as long as it's bubbling, we're ready to go. So I'm just going to, you can see they're all shapes and sizes, and they're all different. Who cares? They're all going to be good, and that's the important part. And we're just going to put them in here, and we're going to let them fry on one side, and they're going to fry really quickly with this peanut oil. So we're going to fry them quickly, and then we're going to turn them over. Okay, so it's just been a couple of minutes, and I've just turned the first couple of ones, and you can tell by looking at the underneath part if it's getting brown yet, and these are just browning up beautifully. And we're going to cook them the same amount of time on both sides. Sometimes they kind of get triangular when you cook them, and you want to make sure that you get every side really nice and brown, so they're really super crunchy. So we're just going to keep cooking, and we'll be back in a few minutes and check in on them again. And you can see the final finished product right here, and we've got all our egg rolls done. I put a little bit of salt on top of everything, and these are just some leftover egg rolls that I fried and made egg roll chips. These are great for snacks during the week. They're really low fat and really good for you. And we're going to go eat. We're back and we're ready to eat. You see how pretty these egg rolls turned out, and they are hot. They're delicious. I fried up a pork chop and some Filippo Barrio olive oil, which I recommend on my website. Helps to lower your cholesterol. It's not heavy. It doesn't have that heavy olive oil taste. The egg rolls were fried in peanut oil, which makes them light and crunchy and tasty. They cook fast, and they're delicious.